Hi friends, I am so excited. The month of love is upon us and I'm going to be reading all the romance books and feeling all the feels. I want to get fun and flirty and mysterious. I want to ugly cry, and I also want to get a little funky and read something out of the ordinary when it comes to romance. So there should be something for every type of romance reader on this TBR list, and I'm going to break them out into those categories so you can decide which one speaks to you and which one you might gravitate towards. I'm going to be grabbing books from the bookstore, which I'm going to head out to in a second here, and then I'm also going to grab books from my bookshelves, which are behind you. There's a number of romances that I've collected over the months that I haven't had a chance to get to, so I'm going to grab a couple from those, but I'm glad you're here. Thanks for watching, and let's jump in. Alrighty friends, as you saw, I just grabbed some books from the bookstore as well as my shelves back there, and I'm sitting on the floor because we are getting serious about the romance books we're reading this month. So like I said, there's 4 categories that I've broken these out into. We have not the ordinary, we have fun and flirty, we have mysterious, and then lastly we have ugly cry. So something for every type of romance reader. I hope you find something on this list that you'll be reading. Comment down below if you do have these on your TBR and if you're going to be reading some of these. But for now, let's jump into those categories. The first 3 are the not ordinary books, so I have 3 of them here, and they are, the first one is The Sizzle Paradox. This is by Lily Menon. This is about Lyric and Cayenne. Lyric is a researcher who is studying sexual chemistry in romantic partners, and she's trying to understand what makes a good, successful, long-term relationship. She hasn't had as much luck in her real life. In science, it all makes sense, but when she goes out into the real world, she's not able to find someone that she finds attractive, but then also has an emotional connection with. Her best friend, on the other hand, Cayenne, he has no problem finding dates in real life, but he is a commitment phobe. So being the good guy that he is, he offers to help Lyric with providing some tutoring for her and telling her that he's going to help her find a good match. But as luck would have it, as they spend more time together and they spend more time tutoring and being with each other, they do begin to develop feelings and really question their friendship. So this is like a friends to lovers. I'm really excited about it, and I like the science aspect of it. We know that Ali Hazelwood does really good STEM books, but I know it's not quite typical and there aren't a ton of them, so I'm excited about this one. The next book we have here is The Bromance Book Club by Lisa K. Adams. This was mentioned in my top 23 books for this year. I'll link that video if you're interested. But I like this one and wanted to add it to my list because this is about men who are experiencing real life issues in their relationships, and they create this bromance book club where they use romance books to help them figure out the issues in their real life. I just thought that was so cute. You know, even when you get dual POV in romance books, the man still sounds like a very woman writing that man's voice, and so I'm interested from this book to have a book that's purely from the man's perspective and see what, you know, those inner thoughts and inner dialogues are. I think it's going to be interesting because we don't typically see that in romance books, so I'm excited about this one. And then the third book in this not ordinary category is Loveless. This was also on my top 23 books. I can't wait to get to this one. This one is told in first person from Georgia's perspective. Georgia is our main character, and she has been struggling to understand her sexuality and why she's not able to express love and romantic feelings like all of her friends around her. And so until she gets to college, she finally discovers what the A in LGBTQIA+ represents, and that is asexual, and she thinks that that's closest linked to how she expresses love and romantic feelings. So this book is about her exploring what that might potentially mean for her and her romantic partners, and then also some drama with her friends and other people that she encounters along the way. It gives me very much like Heartstopper plus Love, Simon, you know, that movie. So super cute. I think it's going to be delightful, really funny, and I'm looking forward to reading it. The next category of books here is the fun and flirty category. I have 3 books for that. The first one here is The Love Con by Ceresia Glass. This is about Kenya and Cam. Kenya loves all things gaming and cosplay. She finds herself as a contestant on her favorite TV show called Cosplay or No Way. However, in the final round, the challenge is all about dynamic duos and you have to feature your significant other, but Kenya doesn't have one. So her best friend Cam offers to play her fake boyfriend for the show. And as you can imagine, with the fake dating trope, they find themselves in all kinds of fun situations where they begin to question their friendship and wonder if there's something more there. I think this sounds like very heavy on the rom-com vibes, especially the com part, and I think it's going to be super fun and cute and really angsty. The next book I have here in the fun and flirty category is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. This is by Talia Hibbert. This is about Brad and Celine. They used to be best friends when they were younger, but have since become enemies since Brad started hanging out with the cool kids, or at least that's what Celine thinks has happened. As the universe would have it, they are paired together in this survival course in the woods, where there's a big grand prize at stake. So as the adventure ensues and they spend more time together, they begin to reminisce about why they were friends to begin with and really think about all the good times that they had. So from there, the book is about them thinking if they could rekindle their friendship or start a new type of relationship altogether. So I think it's like friends to enemies to lovers, and so I love a good complicated web. I think it's going to be so fun, and in true Talia Hibbert style, I think it's going to have a lot of great representation, some really good banter, and also have a lot of tenderness and sweetness. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be super cute. The last book I have here on the fun and flirty category is The Proposal. This one is by Jasmine Guillory. This one is about Nicole, and she's at a baseball game and her boyfriend of only 5 months proposes to her and she says no. So as you can imagine, it's super awkward, but the worst part is that it's in a stadium full of people because he proposed on the big screen. So the media are going crazy, the camera crews are all trying to get a shot of them, and she needs to escape. So a stranger named Carlos helps her do that. He gets her out of there, but from there her life goes into a bit of a tailspin because of all the media attention on this proposal that went wrong. So she embarks on this epic rebound with this guy named Carlos, and she wants all the fun parts, none of the serious parts. But as you can imagine, they begin to spend time together and really push the boundaries of the limits that they've set for each other and really begin to question whether or not they want to be together in a more serious capacity. This one is giving me very like a real romantic comedy that you would watch with your girlfriends on Valentine's Day, something starring like Reese Witherspoon or Jennifer Lopez. So it's giving those kind of vibes, and I think it's going to be a really fun read and something really funny as well. The next category of books I have is mysterious, and the first one on that list is The Lost Manuscript by Kathy Bonadin. This story is about Annalise, who goes on vacation and discovers a manuscript in her hotel room. After she reads the manuscript, she finds an address at the end of the book, and she sends the manuscript to that address, hoping to reunite the author with the manuscript. A few days later, she receives a response, a really intriguing response, and it sets her on an adventure to go find everyone else who has ever read this manuscript. Along the way, she discovers really long-lost love stories and intimate secrets, and meets a ton of people who have also been really moved by this manuscript. Apparently, at the end, there's a huge plot twist when she finally realizes who wrote the manuscript and what the mystery about it all is. It sounds so intriguing and whimsical, and I'm really excited to read it. The other book I have here for the mysterious category is The Heartbreak Bakery by A.R. Capetta. This one is about Sid, who is a magical baker that works at a bake shop in Austin, and after being dumped, he begins to bake these breakup brownies, and anyone who eats one of these brownies essentially ends up breaking up, including the 2 owners of the bake shop that he works at. So he creates quite a commotion with all the breakups happening around them, this huge ripple effect, and he's in quite a pickle. Harley, the delivery person, is the only one that believes in his magical baking abilities and helps him find a recipe that can help rescue these romantic disasters and fix everyone's love stories. This one sounds so cute and really magical and whimsical, and also has a lot of representation because it is a queer bakery and it has a lot of LGBTQIA+ representation, and I'm really excited to read it. I think it's going to be so cute. The last category of books here is the ugly cry category. I love a good ugly cry book. It gets you in all the feels and gives you a really good cry and is really cathartic and powerful, but I can only handle so much, so I only have 2 for the month in that category. The first one here is Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is about a girl named Hannah who moves back to LA in the hopes of having a fresh start with her best friend Gabby, and one night they celebrate her homecoming with some old friends at a local bar. Shortly after midnight, Gabby asks Hannah if she is ready to go home, and just moments later her old high school sweetheart Ethan asks her if she wants to stay a little bit later, then he can take her home later. And so she's kind of grappled with this decision of whether to go with Gabby or to go with Ethan, and from there the book is told in 2 parallel universes based on the decision that she makes that night, whether or not to go with Gabby or to go with Ethan. This book really toys with the idea of fate and destiny and what is really meant to be, and Taylor Jenkins Reid books are so good in that she writes such compelling characters and the human experiences and the really challenging decisions that we're faced with throughout our life. I know this one is going to be no different. It's probably going to be one of the first ones that I grab for next month, and I'm really excited about reading it. And finally, the last book in the ugly cry category, as well as this whole list of TBR, is Alone with You in the Ether by Olive E. Blake. Now, this book, I don't want to read too much about the plot, and it really doesn't even share a whole lot inside the dust jacket. I'm just going to read the back because I think that gets everything we need to know before we jump in. So it says, Alone with You in the Ether is a contemporary love story like no other, exploring the nature of love, what it means to be unwell, and how to face the fractures of ourselves and still love as if we're not broken. I think this one is going to be really moving, and I'm really excited about it. I think I'm just going to dive head first and not read any more background on it and just see where the book takes me, and I think that's going to be the fun part of it. So I'm excited about this one as well. There you have it, friends. These are the 10 books that I'm going to be reading next month. Hopefully I can get to all of them because they all sound like so much fun and really compelling in their own ways. I hope you were inspired to pick up a couple of these. If you did, then please comment down below which ones you're going to be reading, and I'd love to hear your thoughts as you read them. I'm really excited myself and can't wait to get started. Thank you for watching today, and I'll catch you next time.